Paddington in Peru was directed by the debuting Dougal Wilson. I don't know. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. It comes from a story from Paul King, who directed the first two Paddington movies, in addition to Wonka, another delightful family feature. And it, of course, stars the voice of Ben Whishaw as our beloved and endearing and oh-so-innocent bear who loves marmalade. Paddington discovers that his beloved Aunt Lucy has gone missing from the home for retired bears. So he and the Brown family head to the jungles of Peru to find her. Determined to solve the mystery, they soon stumble across a legendary treasure as they make their way through the rainforests of the Amazon, which includes a bunch of very delightful shenanigans, as you would expect from a Paddington movie. And honestly, both Paddington movies that have come out before this, not a whole lot of issues with them. A lot of people might look at these stories and they might not think they're all that cohesive. They might look at this story and they might think, oh, these are just a bunch of weird little events with this character. But you know what? The Winnie the Pooh movies were the same thing. Because the Winnie the Pooh movies never really feel like one cohesive story either. They're just sequences of events of us enjoying a very innocent and very lovable character. And I think I can compare Paddington to Winnie the Pooh in a lot of respects. I know for some people it might feel like I'm comparing apples to oranges in a lot of aspects, but there's a lot of similarities between these two characters. I mean, they're both bears. One loves honey and the other loves marmalade. Not too far off from what both bears enjoy. And they're both voiced by very comforting, soothing voices. Winnie the Pooh for a long time was voiced by Jim Cummings. I think Ben Whishaw perfectly captures the innocence and I don't even know what other adjective to describe this character as, other than lovable. I don't know who can look at this innocent little bear and hate him. You can't. He's wearing a nice blue overcoat. He's wearing a red hat. He's getting into all sorts of mischief. Although he's not doing it out of malice, he's doing it out of pure innocence. And I also love all the other talent that they get for the human characters in this. Emily Mortimer is once again great as the mother. Julie Walters, Molly Weasley from the Harry Potter franchise, is great as the grandmother once again. She's so funny in this. And you also have a bevy of new characters introduced. You have Olivia Colman play this nun that Paddington meets along the way. And not to get too deep into spoilers, but this nun is very integral to the story. She's the one who's kind of watching over Aunt Lucy and keeping things moving. Speaking of, Imelda Staunton provides the voice of Aunt Lucy. This is Umbridge from the Harry Potter movies. And I don't know how it is, but every other character aside from Umbridge is super lovable that Imelda Staunton plays. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts how talented she is. And speaking of talent, Antonio Banderas appears in this movie playing a ship captain with a very long family history. And I dare not get too deep into spoilers or anything, but he might be one of the most entertaining parts of all three Paddington movies, at least for me personally. I love this character. Not to get too deep into spoilers, but there's a lot of will they, won't they with him. So in a sense, a lot like Puss in Boots, who he very famously voices, and I can't even seem to get it out of my head. Even when I was looking at him, I'm like, I can't help but hear Puss in Boots here. But there's a lot of mystery with him. And I do like that Paddington, in addition to being a very delightful family feature, Paddington in Peru that is, this sets up a very interesting little mystery. It's kind of like three mysteries in one in a sense. Not only where is Aunt Lucy, who's kind of pulling the strings behind everything, where does Paddington even come from? And I do appreciate that this movie ties up a lot of loose ends. And Paddington in Peru, a lot like its predecessors, can stand on its own. I really don't think you need to go back and watch the other two Paddington movies in order for you to enjoy this, because I do feel like it provides enough exposition for you to the point where you can catch up. And that might be the movie's only real fault. That's just technically speaking, though. Paddington in Peru, once again, it's crazy that we're saying this, right? But a movie about a marmalade-loving talking bear might just be one of the year's finest. The year Paddington 2 came out, it was unironically one of the top 10 movies of that year. And you could argue the same thing about the original Paddington, the year that came out. Consistently, they are just putting out great movies. And Paddington in Peru is no exception. I think if you have kids in your household, I think if you are, even just like me, going on a date night with my girlfriend, I think anybody can sit through Paddington in Peru and enjoy themselves. Some people might think I'm full of it because Paddington in Peru looks like it's catered towards children, just judging from the trailer with the passport photo sequence, which is very funny. Even though I knew exactly what was going to happen because it's basically what it is in the trailer, it was still very, very funny. A lot of the shenanigans are very funny. And once again, even though it might not seem like a cohesive narrative, like this is just a series of events where you just enjoy this character and you enjoy the surroundings that he gets himself involved in. It's very cute. It's extremely delightful. Guys, you're not going to want to miss Paddington in Peru. Just like the previous two Paddingtons, this is quality. I'm going to give Paddington in Peru a solid A. Yeah, I did not really find a whole lot wrong with this. I can't wait to watch it again. Let me know what you think of Paddington in Peru down in the comments section below. Is this your favorite of the Paddington movies so far? Have you guys ever been to Peru like Paddington now has? There's a lot that we can discuss and then some down in the comments section below. Hit that subscribe button if you've stumbled across this channel for the first time, and tap that thumbs up as well. This channel is so close to 2,000, guys. Holy crap. And I've got a very special surprise planned for you. We won't get to know what it is until we hit 2,000 though, so we really need your guys' help to get there. Thank you guys so much again for your continued support of this channel. It really does mean the world. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence!